Most of us have this idea that networking is all about collecting contacts, going to events, having endless coffee chats. But what if I told you that in today's complex organizations, that's not what really moves the needle? Today, we're going to decode the massive shift from just building a list of names to building a true power network that gives you real, actual influence. Let's dive in.
This quote, it really gets to the heart of everything we're going to talk about. It's not a numbers game. It's a trust game. See, real influence isn't about being the most popular person in the room. It's about being the one person key leaders trust when the stakes are high and big decisions are on the table. All right, so first things first, we have to break down a huge misunderstanding that honestly holds so many careers back. It's time to separate the myth of networking from the reality of how things actually get done.
Okay, look at this. This is the big contrast. The myth is that networking is all this social stuff, going to events, grabbing coffee. But the reality, it's about making sure that when an opportunity pops up, the decision makers are already thinking of you. You're already on their radar. It's all about being ready before the game even starts.
And this brings us to a really crucial and maybe kind of tough truth. We love to believe that the best opportunities go to the most skilled person, right? The most capable one. But the reality is they go to the person decision makers feel is the safest bet. Think about it. High-stakes decisions are all about managing risk. Your network's real job is to signal to everyone that you are a low-risk, high-reward choice.
So, if it's not about just collecting contacts, then what in the world is a power network? Let's get a really clear definition down, because this is the foundation for everything that comes next.
And here's where it all clicks into place. A power network is not about knowing a bunch of senior leaders, or being best friends with your colleagues, or even talking to people all the time. No, it is about having access to the right conversations, having credibility that stretches across different teams, and most importantly, having people who will be your advocates, who will speak up for you when you're not even in the room.
Now for the second game-changing idea. You look at an org chart, and it tells you who reports to who, but it tells you absolutely nothing about where real influence is. That influence, it flows through something way more powerful, something called trust pathways. So what exactly are these trust pathways? Well, you can see the formal definition, but think of them like this. They are the invisible webs of belief and credibility that run through an entire company. It's how someone in finance knows exactly who to rely on in engineering, or how a project manager gets a senior VP to back their idea, even if they've never officially met. This is where the real work, the real decisions, happen.
Okay, understanding all this is great, but how do you actually build it? Let's get super practical with a framework that you can start using right away to structure your efforts.
I want you to think about your network in 3 different layers. Layer 1 is your execution network. These are the people you work with every single day to get your job done. Layer 2 is your influence network. These are the people who shape the priorities and control the resources. And Layer 3, the most critical one, is your sponsorship network. These are the people who will actually fight for you and open doors. Here's the kicker. Most professionals get stuck at Layer 1. The truly strategic leaders, they build all 3.
And speaking of that super important third layer, we have to zoom in on one of the most misunderstood ideas in career development, the difference between a mentor and a sponsor. Trust me, they are not the same thing at all.
The distinction is actually pretty simple. A mentor talks with you. They give you private advice, they guide you. A sponsor talks about you. They give you public endorsement, they advocate for you in those closed-door meetings, and they actively create opportunities for you to shine. You need both, for sure. But sponsorship is what puts your career into hyperdrive.
Let that one sink in for a minute. You can spend hundreds of hours getting great advice from mentors, and that is absolutely valuable. But a single, powerful sponsorship moment, that one time a senior leader puts their own reputation on the line for you in a big meeting, that can literally change your entire career trajectory overnight.
Okay, so how do you do it? How do you actually cultivate this kind of network and attract the sponsors you need? Let's get into our final section with 3 actionable moves you can start making tomorrow. Your first move is all about being proactive. Don't wait until you need something from somebody. Build these relationships by sharing your thinking, not just your status updates. Share your insights on a project, your perspective on a new trend. This shows you're a strategic thinker, not just a doer, and it builds up this relational bank account that you can draw on later. The second move is about creating undeniable value. You want to become what's called a knowledge node. Be the person who can connect the dots for everyone else, who understands how all the different pieces of the business fit together. When people start seeking you out for clarity, your influence in your network just grow organically.
And this is the most powerful move of them all, and it brings us right back to our very first truth. Your job is to make it feel safe for other people to work with you and to back you. Be ridiculously reliable. Anticipate problems before they happen. Communicate with clarity. When you are seen as the person who reduces risk, senior leaders and potential sponsors will just naturally gravitate toward you.
And this, right here, captures the ultimate mindset shift you need to make. Stop thinking about what your network can do for you. Start thinking about how you can make the people in your network more successful and feel more secure. The second you become a risk reducer for other people, you stop just collecting contacts and you start building a real power network.
So to wrap up this explainer, I'm going to leave you with a brand new networking checklist. Forget counting contacts. I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions every single month. The answers are going to tell you exactly how strong your power network really is and where you need to focus next. And that last one, who will speak for you when you are not in the room? That's the question that really, truly matters.